Good morning to everyone. It is now 1:45, according to my watch. We are in Victoria, and I didn't think I would actually have to resort to making a video and posting it online. I don't think I ever intended in any way of doing that for anything. But judging by what's been going on over here in the past 4 days, I found no other alternative but to do that and share with you what's been going on here. Well, for starters, for those of you who might have seen what I posted on Monday, I think it was, if not Monday, on Sunday. The police have been on strike since Saturday evening, and since then hell has completely broken loose in this city. Not just in this city, but across the state, our state, Espírito Santo. Translation is Holy Spirit. Things haven't been pretty. There's no other way to put it. Stores being pillaged, people being killed on the street. Hell just broken loose, and people are scared. I am scared. My family is scared. Everyone is scared. Going outside every time seems to be an adventure of its own. A journey towards a place you don't quite know if you're going to come back. This is no exaggeration from my part. They're out there. They're lurking on every corner. They're waiting for us. Just the one moment that you lose focus, they attack. And even if you're focused, even if you're careful, there's still a big chance that the bandits, the thugs, will bring harm to you. Last I read, the official numbers are in the neighborhood of 78 recorded deaths since the beginning of this strike. 78 deaths. The morgue won't take any more corpses because they can't do anything with the pile of corpses they already have in there. People are scared, as I said, but let me give you some insight on what's actually going on. If you remember, if you haven't seen my post, I'll tell you a little bit about it then, I suppose. The police went on a strike because they've basically been left for dead by the government, sort of. Their payment is absolutely ridiculous. Their work conditions are shite. And there's always a risk, especially in this country. I suppose you could kind of say the same about other countries as well, in a sense, but if you live in a war zone like here, there's not really much you can hope for when you go out every day and risk your life to defend the people. You have to go up the slums. You never know if you're going to die. Not just on the slums. Like, you don't have to go in the slums to be shot for no good reason in this country. It happens. It happens. But yes, the situation is dire, and they went on strike because of this. And the government has been very ineffective in dealing with this situation. They haven't exactly dealt with the situation in the manner you would expect a government to respond. Our state government has just been completely out of the picture until really yesterday they started to act, and the media didn't help very much either. They covered all the facts about what's actually going on. Sunday was a dreadful day. Yesterday was a bit better, but today turns out things got pretty heated again, and there is a chance that this small scale civil war, I'm going to call it, because that's what we're living at the moment here. The small scale civil war might evolve into something much bigger, into a much larger conflict, something nobody wants. There's two things at play here. On the one hand, we have the government being very inefficient, and it was their fault in the first place that all this happened. If the police personnel were being treated fairly and had proper working conditions, at the very least, they wouldn't be out there on strike. And to put your life on the line every day in a country like this, that certainly demands respect. I very much doubt that I could do the same job. I owe a lot of gratitude to those men doing their job, and at the very least trying to protect us, because even with them out there, this country is already very dangerous. I wouldn't really call this place really suitable for human beings, even though it's contradictory that I decided to come back here in the end. It really isn't. But that's another story altogether. Yes, it's been very difficult, and yes, the government won't negotiate, at least in the way that the protesters, who happen to be the wives and close family of the policemen on strike, they're the ones barricading the barracks, not allowing them to go out on the streets and do their job. They're the ones stopping them, and they're respecting their wish. They're staying inside. They're not venturing out, which is causing a lot of havoc, to say the very least. I'm very pessimistic about what's going to come, but I'll tell you a couple of stories that I've seen happen with my own eyes. I've seen grand theft auto in front of my house just yesterday in the afternoon. I live in there's no really safe place here, but by the standards of this city, it's a relatively safe place to be in, compared to others anyways. And you could just see thugs roaming about, unheeded. No one to stop them. Anything. At one point they walked by and there was a guy getting in a car who I believe was some kind of woodworker. I think he was in my neighbour's house performing some kind of service. I don't know. He shouldn't be there, especially in that climate, political climate at the moment. But anyways, he was there. Of course, he was working, and they stole his car in front of our eyes. We saw it. We couldn't do anything. We don't have guns to defend ourselves with. And that's one of the things I personally witnessed. The second thing was my parents. They own business in what I would call a pretty rough area. It's a municipality adjacent to Victoria. It's called Cardiasica. It's about a half an hour drive from here, and it's quite rough. normally. You see a lot of things on the news, shootings, burglaries, things like that happening.